Warning, this podcast contains street sharks.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for The Flash, Season 2, Episode 15, King Shark. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have Dom.
Hi.
He keeps trying to make me laugh. And Nikki. Who successfully made me laugh without trying. What's up?
Wow.
Sharks.
Sharks.
Fucking sharks, man.
I
They think they're all sneaky, right? But they forget they have this big fin on their back, so they're not sneaky at all.
Well, I like that they sort of didn't do that with King Shark.
Right.
He really did just jump up out of nowhere. You didn't see him coming, except on the radar, or whatever bio scanner they were using, and grab the dummy. But I have to start off by mentioning the beginning when they show him in the Argus holding tank. Have you ever seen a more Jurassic Park-ass cage ever? They even had like the slab, the meat hanging off the hook that they were gonna lower, and it's like, is he a T-Rex?
It's the
Is
mosasaur.
Huh?
The mosasaur from Jurassic World. That's how they fed it. They fed it sharks. They fed the mosasaur sharks.
But they like in the first one, it
Right.
looked like the Velociraptor's cage, where they were above it with the guns and the meat, and it's like I busted out laughing because I'm like, okay, Argus, all right.
Except I don't remember the Jurassic Park one having lasers. That sounds like something Dr. Evil would put up.
No, but it had the
Sharks with frickin' laser beams.
But it had the retractable cage roof thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was cracking up in the beginning. But we get an explanation about Argus.
We do.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, that would have been nice to know in the Arrow.
Why? Why can't we find out here? It's all the same universe.
Funny, but
I've just accepted the fact now that if you're watching one of the shows, you have to watch the other three.
No, I understand.
Or the other two.
But it's...
Well, three, yeah, Supergirl. So if you're watching one show, you have to watch all three. All four.
I'm failing.
Miserably.
But they do it, they say it in two sentences. Right? They explain that, Argus didn't have a leader, and now Lila's the leader.
Right.
That's the entirety of it. And it's like those two sentences could have been in Arrow.
Well, yes. That's not to say they won't be.
Yeah, that's true.
When it becomes relevant again, because they're not dealing with Argus on a constant basis over there. So when it's relevant, I think they will. As for here, we get to see more. Yes, it was explained in two sentences, but we get to see the kind of shit they're doing over there firsthand.
Yeah.
So that's
she mentioned
much.
There were a bunch of those sites that she didn't know about.
Yeah, so that's much more story information than the two sentences. It's just the
No,
volumes of killer shark running around,
Yeah. It's true. So obviously, there were 1,000 Jaws references.
Really? I didn't catch any.
What?
The one that I was disappointed in Cisco. I think he just needed to think about it for a couple more seconds and it would have, come out better. But he's like, we're going to need a bigger Flash. I'm like, really? That's what you do?
Gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah. I don't know, we're gonna need a bigger lab, or we're gonna need a bigger... something that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wally made an interesting reference to another show.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said, Sharknado rips open your house, and you guys are acting like nothing happened.
Oh, yeah. I thought that's what Barry was trying to create, was a Sharknado. I thought it was Joe. Maybe it was Wally. I don't remember. It was Joe or Wally.
Wally was flipping out, and they were just sweeping up the mess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, I mean... They say, like, oh, yeah, this stuff happens all the time in Central City. It's like, yes, I mean, it does, but it happens to you. That's the thing. Yeah. It happens to you a lot.
It's getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, it's time to tell Wally about Barry.
Yeah, I thought it was going to happen. I legit thought it was going to happen this episode.
No, it's gonna, I mean, you know what it's gonna be. Ollie, not Ollie. Wally!
Ollie West. They've adopted Oliver Queen now. It's Ollie West.
Wally's gonna be in trouble. Like, in serious, serious trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he's gonna find out Barry's the Flash. Like, shit's gonna get serious. I'm convinced, like, shit's gonna get way too serious, and then he's gonna find out.
Would you go hide under your bed?
And then you can see Barry was like, yes? Is that an acceptable excuse?
Yes, that's what I did.
Yes.
I just shit my pants. I had to take a shower.
Yeah, if you will believe it, I will say it. Yeah, poor Wally just felt like he was getting trotted on. You know, like, brushed off.
Well, they do build Barry up a lot. And just coming into the family, being blood related, he does kind of feel like the minuscule party.
You're going to feel that way no matter what, though. Like, if you've been outside of a family for your entire life, and then you just expect to, like, waltz in and be treated like every other member of the family, like, yes, you're going to be treated well, but you're not going to... There's going to be inside jokes. There's going to be, you know, like, a certain bond that people have. You can't expect everybody to just drop everything and make room for you.
But I think it wasn't that they kept talking about Barry. It's that they kept talking Barry up, and then Barry was just being
a jerk,
a party pooper. Like, not even a jerk. Barry wasn't really being a jerk. He was just being a party pooper. And it was just like, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, because they fucking listened to Wells. They listened to Wells. It's like, so Wells is just like, yeah, don't talk about what happened. Don't talk about your feelings. Don't tell people. And I'm like, dudes. Two grown-ass adults. You know, Barry and Cisco.
Cisco is debatable.
Half grown-ass adults. Just like, just talk about feelings, man.
Cisco and Caitlin, like, what the hell? Like, Cisco, we just got through saying, don't talk about it. And you just, like, blurt everything.
Well, because listen, they should have told Wells, no, we have to talk about it. It's like, Wells, just because you got really good at never talking about your emotions in your entire life doesn't mean that we're going to do it.
Well, the thing is, I get where Wells is coming from, where, yes, maybe you don't want to tell Caitlin that she's Killer Frost in another universe, because a lot of characters, though they are different, have a lot of similarities. Yes. So maybe telling her is probably not the best, idea. So
but that
doesn't mean you can't talk to other people about things, though. Like, you could all sit down together and have group therapy and hash everything out yourselves. Everybody who's over there, work. You know.
Yeah, but Wells isn't going to talk about his feelings.
No, Wells doesn't need to. He's not involved in this. It's basically Barry and Cisco.
Yeah.
So if Wells even, like, sat there with Jesse and they just locked themselves in a room and had a conversation and was like, look, I'm feeling really guilty about killing Joe. I'm scared shitless of Caitlin and she's Killer Frost. Like, they could be like, look, and I don't know, they could just talk about it.
No, that was something, especially Joe and Iris, that was something that Barry needed to talk to them about, and he did, and that went over very, very well. Obviously, they were emotional, but that's to be expected. And I think, they should have talked to Caitlin about it, because the difference between our Caitlin and Earth 2 Caitlin is that Earth 2 Caitlin was evil before Ronnie died.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly this Caitlin, having not gone crazy already, is like 1,000 times stronger.
Caitlin is just destined to be alone across the multiverse.
Yeah, that's true. Right now she's just super, like, she's trying in the wrong ways to deal with things, but I think she's come to a good place at the end of this episode, or at least a moving forward place.
She was in a very good place at the end of this episode. I mean,
Making
instead of
jokes
making jokes about it, that's probably the best it could have been for her.
Well,
especially to scare the shit out of Cisco would be so satisfying.
That was so funny. Not cool. Not cool.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard. But like looking at Caitlin all the way up through like when she's talking to the scientist, and it's just like, you're gonna give us your research. I was like,
yeah, I know.
Caitlin, that's kind of scary.
Take it down a couple thousand notches, please. I mean, I don't think that was obviously Caitlin blocking herself off.
Yeah.
Obviously. But that being scary a little bit doesn't mean she's gonna turn into Killer Frost.
No, but I mean, Cisco, he had that in the back of his mind the whole time.
Of course.
He's such a little baby.
Oh, he's an adorable.
Pinch his cheeks.
He's working on the glasses. I'm so happy. I'm so happy he's getting the goggles. Like the legit goggles.
Earth 2 technology.
Yeah. He's fixing the frequency.
Yep.
That's just gotta be a weird thing to be using the goggles of your dead doppelganger.
Yeah.
Weird thing.
I don't think at this point, I don't think he's really thinking about that. He just wants to access his power.
Ooh, toys!
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I can't wait until he actually uses his powers.
Was anyone else thinking that they should have just put King Shark and his Earth 1 wife together so they could be like, oh, hey, you're not dead?
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like when they're just, I'm like, Barry, just go get the wife. Go get the wife. As soon as he sees her, like everything will be okay.
I don't think so. Because I could see some King Kong shit going on there, because you're then endangering this woman who has no ties to this shark except the fact that her husband was its doppel, you know? I don't think that would have been a good idea at all.
Wasn't he connected to her, like, her doppelganger in Earth 2 as well? Like, weren't they married as well in Earth 2? Like, that's why I thought of the connection.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't remember if they said that.
Yeah, no, they were still husband and wife in Earth 2.
And they were still marine biologists as well.
Correct.
Yeah, but this woman is not married to the shark.
No.
This woman's husband is dead.
Correct. Yeah. But the
so
shark doesn't know that.
Would have been not have been.
The shark doesn't know that though.
No.
Well, like I said, then like it would have
turned. You could have used her as shark bait.
No, I think
better than that Barry flash doll that was sitting out in the buoy.
It was fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious.
That thing was awful.
Would they pack it with tranquilizers?
Yeah, tranquilizers and like electric energy or something to like give off the same kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit didn't work.
No. And a giant fish hook.
So when King Shark broke into Joe's house, basically, their house, he said, I can smell you.
Yeah.
But later on they say, well, he can sense the electrical energy coming from Barry. Is that smelling? Or is that just...
Maybe he's smelling the energy.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's part of it. It probably, I mean, because sharks smell blood in the water. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, whatever other bio stuff that goes on is coming in through their nose or their gills or whatever. So essentially smelling it.
He smells electricity.
And I guess
Have you ever had vodka flavored electricity? Or electricity flavored vodka, rather?
What are you talking?
It's a real thing. There's electricity flavored vodka.
Oh. I have a feeling it doesn't taste like electricity.
No. I had a bet. I had a slap bet. I had a slap bet on whether or not it tasted like electricity. I said it did before I even tasted it.
Mm-hmm.
It tasted like blueberries.
I'll drink that.
I got slapped.
Oh my god, what That has nothing to do with the series.
It's electricity. We're talking about what it smells and tastes like.
I,
Smells.
fucking
Electricity
Outlet
smells and tastes like blueberries. That's the lesson.
What?
About smelling, like, I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something intelligent, and then you start talking about fucking electric flavored vodka. Can't with you, Dom.
It's delicious.
Can't. I liked when Cisco and Wells's like banter is just becoming priceless. I forgot what they did in this episode, but I had to lay down because it was
it was when he was asking Cisco so many questions, and then Jesse jumped in and started asking questions, and he's like,
great.
"Let's play a little game. Everybody from Earth 2, just shut up, or just stop talking."
Yeah, they were actually like nitpicking on his research and like how the not the doll, but yeah, it was the doll. How when they were out on the docks trying to catch king shark, all the stuff that was in the bait and all that stuff, how it was working, and they're like nitpicking on how it was going to work and why it isn't working. Yes. And
did you make sure there was enough of this?
yes. And well, first Cisco kind of like recoils at Wells, and then Jesse jumps in and he just like blew at that point. He was done.
She's like, everybody from Earth 2, just stop talking.
Jessie was so satisfied with herself.
She was.
Oh, yeah.
She just the biggest grin on her face, like, oh, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think Jesse and Cisco are gonna be a thing?
I don't know if they're gonna be a thing, but I know they're gonna be exchanging more than just banter, like Wells and stuff.
Like fluids?
Kind of flirts.
Flirts.
Not
Oh,
fluids,
you said
but
FL, so I thought fluids.
They're gonna be a little flirty. I don't know if it's gonna go any further than that.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be kind of cute. I know Wells would not like it, which would make it super entertaining.
Well, I mean, Wells and Cisco have built like this repertoire of like teasing, sort of, almost. I don't know, and I think they're kind of buddy-buddy, so if it happened, I don't think Wells would be, I mean, probably wouldn't be thrilled, but...
I think initially Wells would hate the idea because Earth 1, Earth 2, he would hate it. So the teasing would turn into outright
he was
just...
ready to leave Earth 2 behind. He didn't give a crap.
Wells seems like one of those people where he has that wall up and it's not really broken yet.
Well,
he still differentiates and he doesn't
yeah, but at the same time
separating.
He's like, there's no way to get back to Earth 2, which is their Earth 1.
Well, Barry said they're gonna figure out a way. This episode, he said we're not leaving Jay. We're not giving up on Zoom.
I like the little monument to Jay.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, the little helmet.
I think that relieved Caitlin a little bit too. Like, okay, people acknowledge that he's dead as well, not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
I feel
of
like we
Jay.
have to skip, huh?
Speaking of Jay.
Speaking of Jay, literally the last line of my notes is all caps. Holy shit! So Jay is Zoom, or at least he has the same face as Jay. Is this an AOBAR thing? Is you know, someone taking the face of Jay in Earth 2 and
I don't think so.
you think this is Jay from another Earth? No. What do you think?
So what I'm thinking is Jay Garrick, who came over from Earth 2 into Earth 1 that we've known, is Jay Garrick. I think he has a twin named Hunter Zolomon, which is how he knew to look for the other Hunter Zolomon. So Earth 2 rather. Earth 2 has Jay Garrick and Hunter Zolomon. Earth 1, however, does not have a Jay Garrick at all. Like, there's been no record. They went through all the records. They said that they can't find any trace of Jay Garrick. There's nothing. No record whatsoever. Yeah. So Earth 1 only has a Hunter Zolomon.
As far as we know.
Yeah. Otherwise, there would be a trace of him, though.
Yeah. But if... So you're saying that Jay and Zoom are twins?
Yes.
Okay. So then, since our Hunter Zolomon of Earth 1,
Mm-hmm.
would he have a twin somewhere that could be
Doesn't
a Jay?
need to. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
You're right.
Wells has Jesse, who didn't have a counterpart in our Earth.
Yeah. Well, as far as we know.
Jesse,
People haven't been looking for their double, you know?
well, because he never got married to his girlfriend.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Yeah, no, never. So she never would have been born. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So Jesse's kind of like a timeline anomaly as far as it goes between the Earths because of Eobard's interference. So Jesse's kind of like the standout character right now that doesn't have a doppelganger. I think Jay is the equivalent to Earth 2 having that same incident. And Sally says in chat, so who's the man in the mask? I'm still convinced that that's Eddie. Earth 2 Eddie. I don't think it's Earth 1 Eddie. I think it's Earth 2 Eddie.
You know what it could be? You know what this could be? It could be that Jay Garrick is, Earth 1's Jay Garrick.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Zolomon is Earth 2's Jay Garrick, and he's Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
That Hunter Zolomon we saw on the park bench, that could be Zoom.
Could be.
But if that's the case, then he would have had. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Where if that is the case, and Hunter Zolomon is Zoom, then he would have had to have a breach to Earth 2 before any of this ever happened.
Correct.
Before the singularity ever happened.
Correct.
So he would have had to get over there first.
I mean, they never really looked at the records either, right? So they were never like, oh yeah, okay, Hunter Zolomon exists. They just they took Jay's word for it. They're just like, hey, by the way, yeah, it's because he goes by a different name. He was adopted by a family. He's sitting right here on this park bench. They never researched Hunter Zolomon after that.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know. I'm thinking that there's a set of twins on Earth 2 that don't exist on Earth 1. That's my theory. And the man in the mask, I think, is Eddie. And I think Eddie and Jay may have been friends, like war buddies, something, because we know Jay's grandfather was involved in the war. Because he said that's where he got the helmet from.
Right.
So
yeah.
Maybe Jay followed in his footsteps, went and did something, and then he got his superpowers and whatever, and then, his buddy was Eddie. Maybe Eddie didn't join the police force on Earth 2. It's unlikely he did. We see everybody having drastic role reversals. Like, yeah, Barry's still a CSI, but he's like the only one who's maintained professions across, the two universes. Joe was a singer. Iris was a cop. The detective was a criminal. Like, the head detective was a criminal.
Yeah.
Deadshot was a police out. The worst shot.
Yeah.
The worst shot.
Department.
Yeah. So it's unlikely that Eddie is also a police officer. So if he's in the same type of field and didn't go to police officer, military. Yeah. That's why he would have the POW code, the TAP code.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm convinced it's Eddie. Like, the hairline that we saw 2 episodes ago has me convinced 100%. There was that tiny clip at the end. Looked like he had a lot longer hair. Just like off the top, which he could because he's a prisoner. He's Earth 2. He doesn't have the exact same hairstyle as Eddie. They could have gave him a wig.
Right.
We don't know how long he's been there either. If he's been locked up in that cage for months and months and months, his hair grew. Whatever. He hasn't had a chance to get a haircut.
I mean, he's dirty as fuck. It could have been years.
Yeah. Could have been.
I'm still convinced that whoever it is, it's probably a speedster.
It could be.
A speedster that Zoom has depleted?
Maybe. Someone he definitely doesn't want talking.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a speedster, or I think it's a meta. I think Eddie might be a meta that has something to do with his voice. Like, if he talks, he could shatter glass or something. I don't know. Like, that's why his whole head is trapped. That's why he can't talk.
There's so many possibilities. because we know that the Flash is eventually gonna like bleed over into Supergirl, which is also another like Earth, and maybe
We don't
this.
know if it's Earth 1. I mean, we
Yeah,
don't know if it's Earth 2 or a different Earth entirely.
exactly. So maybe if it is another Earth, that's not Earth 2 or Earth 1, obviously not Earth 1. Um, it could be the Man in the Iron Mask could be from that particular Earth.
I
Could be
would
from anywhere.
I would jump for joy if they actually took the mask off and it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
So
I mean, seriously, that'd just be great.
it would.
I'd be the happiest person on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do it.
He most certainly would. They pay him like $1 million for like 5 minutes to take a mask off.
Exactly. Pay him $1 million. Hell, I would do it just for fun.
The CGI in this episode though was top.
It was.
It was good.
On point.
I know a couple people were complaining about the CGI last week. I remember reading on the subreddit, people were complaining about the CGI. I don't know.
Which part?
I don't remember. I just remember they were complaining about the CGI in general.
There wasn't that much of it.
Was it... Which one was last week? What was the guy? Was it Tar Pit?
No.
No, it was,
who was last
Earthquake.
week? Earthquake?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the Tar Pit episode I'm
That was
thinking of.
Escape. Last week was Escape from Earth 2.
Yeah, maybe maybe it was just the green screening and stuff people were complaining about. I don't remember. And
I thought it was
everybody's theory was maybe they just had to dumb down on their budget because Killer Shark's CGI is going to be so fucking incredible. So,
I mean, yeah, that's maybe.
you know,
I wouldn't doubt it.
yeah.
But it wasn't just King Shark this episode that looked great. It was especially Barry running.
Mm-hmm.
Like they slowed it down, and the whole whirlpool electric throwing thing, that was like as crystal as it's been since the Reverse Flash Barry
Yeah.
fight.
I legit thought he was trying to create a Sharknado.
Me too! I was so disappointed when it was just rock and lightning. I was like, oh, okay. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing I really wanted to talk about was Barry's guilt. Ooh, look, it's back again, rearing its ugly head.
Mm-hmm.
It's all because of me. It's all my fault. All these things happen because of me. I was like, huh, this sounds familiar. Sounds like the first episode of this season.
Sounds like, yeah.
The Man Who Saved Central City. Sounds like that episode. It's that episode's Barry all over again.
Yeah.
And I think Diggle really hit it on the head. He's like, don't be like Ollie. It'll slow you down. You can't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Diggle, he's so amazing.
I just love the little side note when Cisco's asking Diggle how his helmet was, and he's like, could use some improvements. And Cisco's like, I'll get right on it.
I'm on it. Yeah, I'm like, he makes all of their suits. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about Diggle. Oh, how he's just like, Barry runs off and he's just like, looking, is like, still weirds me out.
It weirds him. It's like, yes, at first he was actually kind of creeped out. He was actually like super shocked all the damn time when the Flash was around. He's just like, oh god, he's fast.
Yeah.
Now he's like, he's asking questions, but he's still like really oddly confused.
Yeah, Sally Noble in chat says, I think it's still funny that Diggle's still freaked out about the Flash.
Yeah.
He's not
I
so
like
freaked
this
out
show,
anymore.
in the last time, previously, when Barry ran up and he went, hi! And Diggle just went, ha!
There's food everywhere. Yeah.
Diggle's still the realest motherfucker on the show. Like, Diggle and Wells are, not Wells, oh my god, Diggle and Joe
Mm-hmm.
are on these two shows, are just the realest motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
I love Joe and I love Diggle. Like, I mean, I don't watch Arrow often. I catch an episode here and there. Diggle's my favorite part of every episode.
I didn't like Diggle at first. First, season, he was kind of rough to watch.
I always love Diggle.
I don't know. He was just he always butt heads with Ollie in season 1. It was just...
Yeah, because Ollie was prick.
Yeah, but still.
I like how Joe, when he found out he was a lounge singer, he was like, what?
He got kind of excited.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wish he made like an off comment about like, I should have taken those singing lessons or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, like,
That would have been great.
or like
Like,
looked
he
at
told
Iris. Yeah, looked at Iris and been like, I knew I should have taken those singing lessons. Like Iris was the one that convinced him not to. Like, you know, just like he's the one that convinced her not to be a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Iris was like, wait,
you made a great cop.
we were married, you know?
Yeah.
I hope that's not foreshadowing.
I like that they didn't.
What do you mean? What do you mean? They've already said that in the future Barry and Iris are married due
It's
to
different now. It's different now because of Eobard. He fucked it all up.
the newspaper
I hope.
was still intact
Still the
though.
same, but that's how things are going now. With Barry being able to go back in time with everything that's happening on Legends of Tomorrow, that's not necessarily to say it's the same future.
Mm-hmm.
Future can be changed.
Right. But the future that's on track right now, he's still heading toward
Yes.
Iris.
What? Like, when was the last time we heard about that future? When
The
Eobard
end
was
of
still
last
Wells.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they haven't time traveled messed anything up since then.
Well, they did.
Kind
Barry
of.
went back and saved.
Kind of, but not really. That didn't alter any interactions between him and Iris.
That's true.
It's
And
not
who
like the
knows
first
what-
time he time traveled, it literally, like, he started talking to Iris like he expected her to have a reaction toward him, and she didn't. And, you know, that he interfered with him and Iris directly. So that's why that changed. That dynamic changed. But,
I don't like it. I'm gonna stand by that.
fine.
I think if it, I didn't like it in season 1 because it was being weirdly forced, and the whole Lois Lane rooftop thing made me want to vomit. But now I'm fine. Like, they're in a good place, and I think they should just keep, you know, acting like healthy adults.
Hmm. Yeah. What is it? Sally Noble also said, I wonder what will happen to Wells after the season. Will he stay and work with Team Flash?
By the sounds of it, they're gonna go back to Earth 2. And if Earth 2 is hunky-dory without Zoom, I don't think Wells and Jesse are gonna stay on Earth 1.
That's sad. I miss having Wells around.
He might decide to be like, screw it.
It's
And
like,
start up Star Labs again on Earth 1. Who knows? You know, he's got different technology that he could bring over and make things more chaotic than they already are.
I know, but like once we deal with Zoom, right, what's left? Like all the metas are pretty much accounted for. There's maybe a couple left lurking around. You know, we just had Turtle creeping around out of nowhere. You know,
Yeah. Well, they've been building up Grodd big time.
but Grodd's on Earth too.
It doesn't. That's not going to stop him from coming back.
Especially if they open another.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm talking about in the meantime, though, for right now. Like, what are they going to do between now and Zoom? Like,
Here's the thing, because we know that the metas are not only a product of the particle accelerator explosion. There are metas who were not in Central City during the particle accelerator explosion. There are external metas like Vixen.
yeah,
Necklace gives her powers.
right.
There's so many options.
So,
like,
but my theory,
something else can come to Central City that will start messing up the calm.
my theory is going to be that to reopen the breaches, they need to reactivate the particle accelerator, which is going to make all new metas. Because they're kind of running out of metas right now. It's only believable for so long that so many metas just keep showing up out of coincidence. So we need another reason for them.
I mean, you can look past.
Like I
metas and
said,
look
external
at, like,
metas
aliens and
that
stuff.
weren't around for the. There are different. We know there are different kinds of metas.
Right. No, I get that. But I'm saying that only lasts so long. We can only do so many of those.
Yeah, and then you can look to like aliens and stuff. I mean, we know that like they can take a step that way.
Well, I think Central City's still going to be a meta hub. But what I'm saying is that there are Metas who weren't, around, that got their power some other way. And I think if they can come to Central City.
I'm really wondering because of Lee Silver in chat says Caitlyn's not a meta, but for how long? Now, if we remember, like when Barry went through the portal to Earth 2, right? We saw Killer Frost in the streamline of things.
No, that was when he went back in time to his mom.
I thought he also saw Killer Frost in the streamline. No.
Streamline was
Supergirl, Arrow.
Other Flash. Jonah Hex and the Legion of Superhero Ring.
Okay, you're right. Well, my point was, I was going to get around back to that anyway. When he did the time travel, that's technically time travel on Earth 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's to say that Caitlyn's not going to be Killer Frost on Earth 1? Maybe not evil, but...
Yeah. Maybe not with the name Killer Frost.
Right. Same powers, kind of thing. That could still happen on Earth 1, but for that to happen, she even re-said this episode, Cisco, you've tested me. I don't have the meta genes or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, particle accelerator number 2 seems like a possibility to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Some other ice-related accident with gamma rays.
She inhales hard water.
Yes, perfect.
She's standing beside a fire extinguisher. Like, what?
Killer fire extinguisher.
Yep, did it.
No, the reason I said the hard water, Nikki, is because the original Flash in the comic books inhaled hard water to become the Flash. There was no particle accelerator.
Well, isn't that what Jay said he was doing when
I believe so. Jay might have done that as well.
Yeah, Jay was doing the same thing.
Well, Jay is technically the original Flash from the comics too, so
yes.
So it would make sense that they'd have a very similar story. Mm-hmm. But yes, inhale hard water, aka ice.
Okay.
That's not what hard water is, but yes.
That's
that was the joke though. That's why I said Killer Frost.
What dry ice?
Wet ice.
Ice, baby.
What if she's at a rave and she's standing in front of a fog machine?
Okay, we're getting silly. Time to wrap this up.
Okay.
You got anything else to say about this episode? I feel like I missed something, but I mean, we talked about everything. Really? No? Nobody? Nothing? Well, we're on a break for about a month. The next episode's called Trajectory. The little promo they showed has a lady speedster. But very little information is given about who she is and where she came from. So that's in a month.
I actually saw the synopsis for this earlier.
You did? I couldn't find a synopsis. I just saw the
After the tragic events of the breach and Jay's abduction, things aren't looking good. While Jay is stranded on Earth 2 in the hands of Zoom, cells and torture, Barry decides that he and the team will find a way to reopen the breach and not only save Jay, but the mysterious Knocking Man. Trajectory arrived in town, intent on creating maximum chaos. Trajectory's antics are misinterpreted as having been perpetuated by the Flash himself. Barry thus must quickly uncover the mystery of who is the girl under the mask, as well as what is driving her mad desire for speed and destruction.
So her name is Trajectory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She looked badass in the. She reminded me of Speedy a little bit. Thea.
From Heroes?
No, Thea.
Oh, Thea.
Oh, okay.
Speedy.
Okay.
That's her nickname, Speedy.
Her costume, I couldn't make it out clearly. In the, because I watched the short promo or whatever afterwards.
Right.
After the episode.
It'd be interesting if it was Jessie though.
But it looks a little bit like Impulse's costume.
A little bit, yeah.
Which is another one of the speedsters in the Flashverse. So.
Right. I'd like it to be Jessie Quick. I think Earth 1 actually has Jessie, but she came from elsewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. I don't know. We're gonna find out in a month. So just
Mm-hmm.
where can people find you?
You can find me crying in a corner until March 22nd at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM, do.
Nikki, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
Excuse me, they can find me at Cliomoto on places such as Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and video games. Until next week, or next month, or next time, whatever you want. Bye-bye.
See you on March 23rd.
Second.
Place.
It comes back on the 22nd.
Time.
We record on the 23rd.
Shh.
Yeah.